Scientists say rocks take several billion years to evolve to become this shiny and valuable. And of course, they have a lot of time to actually evolve that much. Us humans have such a short lifespan compared to this universe, and we are gone within few years. So naturally, the pressure of evolving and shining in the few years we have is immense. So basically, we all are extremely pressurized atoms trying to radiate light. This is a story of my last 4 years of evolution, that is moving to Mumbai, and the shine and values that I have tried to find. Welcome back, I'm Vidhi. So I moved to Mumbai in June 2016, and this was my first time away from home. And my heart was so heavy the day I was leaving. I swear I can still feel the heaviness when I talk about it. So I went to Xavier's to study film production, and since I was working before going to Xavier's, I absolutely loved going back to the college. So Mumbai made me see myself as an individual against the world. Like before moving out, my identity was pretty much attached to my family, and I never really existed as an individual person in the world. So I had a time of my life studying in Xavier's, and my decision to become a filmmaker became more concrete over there after I actually studied it. But actually I had to go through a lot of health problems because I forgot to pay attention to my health and food habits because there was nobody around to tell me when to sleep and when to eat. But I moved around a lot, traveled a lot to shoot film, and made some great companions. So I knew while leaving college that I wanted to work as a freelancer, and I knew the tough days that were coming ahead of me. But my attitude was always like, "Aane do, dekh lenge," theek hai na? But I didn't know what was about to hit. So my lessons from year number 1 is that you really have to take care of your health, your diet, your sleep patterns, you oil your hair, you have to cut your nails. Nobody's going to do that for you, and keeping yourself alive and clean and healthy is a very tough job. And that if you are in college, have a blast. Life is never going to be that easy again. So I got out of college, got a new flat which I shared with 2 of my classmates, and I started my job search, and I luckily got in touch with a DOP who told me that I can come and assist him, but he won't be able to pay me. So I really wanted to learn lighting, so I said that I would come and work in Observe because at that time learning was really important for me. And thus began the toughest job I have ever done. I used to work 7 a.m. to 12 a.m. every single day without a holiday because we were shooting a daily soap and you do not have holidays in between. The work hours were so long, the work was so tiring that sometimes I had to run on the set for 12 hours straight and stand till my calf muscles used to swell like mad and I couldn't even walk and point. I had forgotten what sleep is, and I usually used to sleep only like 4 to 5 hours a night. And even when I was sleeping, I used to sleepwalk each night because my body has forgotten whether I was at home or at set. So sometimes I used to wake up in the middle of the night and start lighting up inside my house. That is the amount of stress I had in my mind. I did it all for months without a pay because I really wanted to learn and I was determined towards it because lighting and camera is my passion. But I realized that I should have quit a long time ago. So I quit that job after 7 months of grilling myself. So after that, I was unemployed for a month. But after that, I got a chance of my life to work with the Binod Pradhan in a feature film. So I flew to Mangalore to work with him. And even though I had to pinch myself all the time to convince myself that this is really freaking happening, I was so excited. But my mental health was going haywire. We were shooting in Mangalore and we were shooting in the daytime, and at night when I used to go back to my hotel room, I used to cry for hours and I couldn't understand why. I could not control my mental health. So my lessons from year number 2 is that you should really know when to quit a job or a place or a relationship, whatever. People like me who work too much end up getting exploited. So you should really draw your line in the beginning only. Second, that you might think that things are not going really well in your work life. That's why you're really sad. the problem is much more deeper. Everything was okay in my work life. I had so much work, but yet I wasn't happy. I have to gather a lot of strength to talk about this one. So my mental health was really degraded from the beginning 2 years, and on top of that, the worst thing hit me: deaths. 3 of my friends lost a parent in the span of 4 months. My best friend lost her father, and that was a final thing to push me over the edge. And all the work, all the projects that I have done in that year is the most rubbish thing I have ever done. I was not myself. I was just this walking body who couldn't comprehend and understand anything anymore. But the only thing I remember from that year are the constant anxiety attack. I lost more than half of my hair. I swear my hair was so thick. I used to fall ill so often. And the worst thing is, I didn't know I was depressed because I just don't share my feelings with people. I have a very hard time talking to people, and I never seeked help. So whenever I used to try to talk to people about it, I was always 10 seconds away from bursting into tears. It was really difficult for me to talk about it. And that's why I think my habit of not having a lot of friends and my habit of not talking too much is that I dug a own well for myself and I fell into it. So lessons from this year number 3 is that you should really learn to talk and to make friends. And not talking and isolating yourself is only going to make things worse. Also, I didn't know that one can faint from anxiety attack. Now I know you can. So I decided again to try to save myself, hence came year 4. Okay, so year 4 is the year where I have lived the least in Mumbai. I have mostly been in Delhi either on projects, due to my surgery and then the pandemic. So I started talking to my parents about what was happening to me and what my problem is, and I finally spoke out. It really helped because at least I admitted that my depression exists. So I worked on some very interesting projects this year, and I tried not to suppress my feelings and give myself a little break. I got better somehow, and maybe that is because I spent most of my time in Delhi. I don't know what will happen when I'll go back to Mumbai. So my depression is still here, but if I'm really lucky, it just sits at the corner of my heart most days and doesn't overpower me. But I am still almost 10 seconds away from crying every time I try to talk about it. So you know how Sushant's death had affected me when I'm trying to swim upwards? So I think I will also become a shiny, light radiating rock under pressure because I'm really trying to swim across the dark depression lake. So if you have reached till here in my video, remember it is very important to talk. And yes, I'm talking to all of you, my introverted buddies. Your introvertedness is really deadly. Sometimes it can kill you. I took a U-turn from a very deadly point. A lot of people can't, Sushant couldn't. Please send me some good vibes in the comment section below, or you can DM me on Instagram right here. And if you have your story of depression, please send it to me. I would really like to listen. And I'll see you next week.